Hello everybody, I am back and doing another discussion. Now, I just recently discussed the last episode of Transformers Prime, so now I'm going to be doing a discussion on Bionicle Heroes, which is not so much a recent game. In fact, it was released in 2006 when the BIONICLE came out and the Paraka. So it's set on Voya Nui, where you can play as any of the 6 Toa BIONICLE. And you can even play as the Paraka once you defeat the Paraka. And you go around, you kill a bunch of other Bionicles like Borok, Vaki, and Visorok. You just kill them, and you get these they're kind of like pieces, Technic Lego pieces. It's just like Lego Star Wars or Lego Indiana Jones, where there's silver ones, gold ones, and blue ones. They're in increments of. They're in multiples of 10. It's like 10 to 100 and 1,000. Blue are the most valuable. Silver are the least valuable. You just go around, and once you get enough of them, you can become a gold Toa, and you're invincible. You're a hero, and you'll stay that way until you basically until you use your power on gold Bionicle pieces. And it's you just what you basically do is you walk around and you try and defeat bosses. There's 6 worlds. And there's 6 worlds, each with 4 levels. There's 25 levels because the 25th level is the boss level where you fight the final boss, which is Vizon and Fenrak. There's a total of 19 bosses. There's 6 Rochi, 6 Titans, 6 Paraka, and there's Vizon. You could say there's 20 if you count Vizon and Fenrak as 2, but let's just say there's 19. You can upgrade your Toa and stuff like that. But the ironic thing is that the Toa in Ica, you can also, when you upgrade their weapons, you can upgrade them to the weapons of the other Toa teams. I think they you can upgrade it to if you're upgrading Hali, you can upgrade it to Gali Mata's hooks or Nokama's Nokama's Hydro Blades, and then I think you get and then finally you get to the typical weapon, which is the laser weapon or whatever it's called. And no, this is a non-canon game. In fact, a lot of the Bionicle games are non-canon. For instance, the Nui Online game, that's somewhat canon, but it's non-canon. There's a lot of non-canon stuff there, too. Obviously there's the running gag of Huki and Maku being a couple in it. That's been announced non-canon. And even in the Nui Online game, too, if you go into Maku's hut, you can see a stuffed animal shaped like Huki in there. So, there's just a lot of non-canon stuff in Bionicle games. The main thing about Bionicle Heroes that makes it non-canon is simply the bosses. The bosses... There's 19 bosses, and the main reason why the bosses are non-canon is because a lot of the bosses, they're from other Bionicle years. The only 3 bosses out of the 19 bosses that are actually from 2006 are Axon, Brutaka, and Vizon. That's it. Well, there's also the Paraka, so that's 9. There's 9 out of the 19 bosses, but still that's less than half. And so the 6 Paraka, there's Vizon, Brutaka, and Axon. But Axon really isn't that canon either, because Axon's not a villain, he's a hero. Axon's friends with the Toa, so they never fought Axon. But I guess they were just running low on Titans, so they just decided to put him in anyway as one of the bosses you have to fight. And as far as the Titan bosses, there's 2 Titans from 2004, that being Kreka and Nadiki, 2 Titans from 2005, that being Sidarok and Rudeka, and there's 2 Titans from 2006, which being Brutaka and Axon. And there's Vizon, but he's the final boss, like I said. And the other thing is that by 2006, which is the Anika part of the storyline, Sidorak, there's Sidorak, Kreka, and Nadiki are already deceased. And so they wouldn't, there's no way that they would have been able to be in the game or make appearances in 2006 since they're already deceased by then. And so it's, and I mean, there's a lot of like cheesy stuff in it. Like when you first go up to battle Rudaka, you see Rudaka styling her ponytail when she's holding like a mirror or something, and then she notices you and starts fighting you. And then when you kill Sidorak, what you do is like you shoot him, and then when you land the final blow on Sidorak when you're battling him, you shoot him and he turns into like a chicken something, and then he just falls apart. And you can pick up his head and win the level. And also one other thing is that you often see the Paraka doing like stupid stuff and they fall apart in stupid ways. And when you defeat Gorak, which is the blue Rakshi, on the first level, what happens is that he basically, there's kind of a silly scene where he like, when you finally defeat him, he just like pulls his Krata out and just drops it on the ground, and then he just falls apart, and you can pick up his mask or helmet or skull or whatever. And like I said, there's the 6 Rakshi in the first level of all 6 of the worlds. You have to fight the representative Rakshi of the world. And even though the Rakshi are in 2003, and the Rakshi, although many people think that those 6 Rakshi are deceased or in the Mask of Light, well, the thing is that they basically, the Makuta can make more Rakshi. They can like get a Krata, expose it to energized protodermis, or just make it a body, and they can just make as many. There's like multiple of the same Rakshi. And obviously the yellow Rakshi from Bionicle Stars isn't in Bionicle Heroes, because that was still 4 years before Bionicle Stars Rakshi was released. But the Bionicle Stars Rakshi, it was briefly mentioned in a book that was written in 2004, where the Toa Metru were looking for the Great Discs, not the Mass of Light, the Great Discs. They were looking for the Great Discs, and when Nua ran into a yellow Rakshi when he was in the archives, but that's another story. But another strange thing is that actually the Rakshi aren't actually loyal to the Paraka. They're loyal to the Makuta, not the Paraka. And the ironic thing is that those 6 Paraka, which were Vizak, Zaktan, Hanken, Redak, Doc, and Avek, or let me see, am I forgetting any? No, I think I got them all. All those 6 Paraka were actually part of the Dark Hunters, and the Makuta and the Dark Hunters are enemies after Pterodax killed Kreka and Nadiki. The Dark Hunters and the Makuta are enemies, and so I don't see why the Rakshi who served the Makuta would be serving the Dark Hunter Paraka. I don't see why. So I mean, that's just a really long lecture on why the game is non-canon, simply because of those reasons. And I think it would be nice if they would have made a Bionicle 4 or Legends of Voya Nui, or whatever they want to call it, or Toa vs. Paraka, or whatever you want to call it, by Miramax, the same people who made the first 3 movies. It would have been nice, and it would have been easier to understand the storyline then, but I've never even really heard of even Brutaka actually engaging the Toa and Naika. I don't know, I mean, that part of the story is a little rusty for me, but I mean, I don't know, I don't remember clearly of it happening. I read like 2 books on that point in the storyline, and I did notice that Brutaka and Axon were fighting each other, and I don't really know if the Toa and Naika actually fought Axon. I mean, well, I know they didn't fight Axon. I got mixed up. I know they didn't. I don't know if they fought Brutaka though. Post in the comments if they did. Of course, I can always go on Bionicle Wikipedia or Bionicle Sector 1 and look find that out, but I'm not gonna bother right now. And anyway, back to Bionicle Heroes. I do like the game. It seems like a good game. I mean, you basically what you do is you can play as the Toa. They have different powers, and the Toa, like Holly is the only you can Holly, the blue Toa. She can walk on water. So like if you need to cross a river, you can switch to Holly and she can walk on water. Jowler, he can walk on lava. So if you need to walk across a lava field, switch to Jowler. Kongu can jump. He's the only Toa that can jump, but he can only jump in certain places where there's like a green platform. So switch to Kongu there. Hookies can use like mind power, kind of like the Force from Star Wars, to like put stuff together, construct stuff, and stuff like that. Matoro has is like a sniper. You can like zoom in and you can like snipe stuff with his weapon. Even though Matoro, ironically, does not have the scanning eye like most other Toa of Ice. In fact, I think Matoro is the first Toa of Ice to not have the scanning eye. I mean, he did have the scanning eye when he was a Matoran, but their masks got switched. The Toa Mahari's masks got switched when they were Matoran, so his new mask doesn't have that scanning eye. Actually, any Bionicle can have that scanning eye. It all depends on what mask they have. But I mean, Matoro was the first Toa of Ice to have a symmetrical Kanohi, as far as what I know. But anyway, also one more thing is Nuperu. He can walk up walls. Where there's like, if you see like a wall that has like Bionicle writing on it, like the Voyanui version of the Matoran alphabet, you can switch to Nuperu, you can walk up that. Also, they also have different weapons, like, some Toa can take out enemies, like, faster than others, like, Jowler, he can, like, shoot, like, constantly. You can just, like, Jowler and Holly, they both, like, they don't just, like, shoot bullets, like, one at a time, like, they don't shoot like that. Jowler and Holly throw their element all at once, so they can take out enemies really fast. However, Hookie, his weapon's also pretty good. Nuperu, his weapon is like, you can like throw like a rock or something and it explodes. It's not really that effective. I don't think it's that effective until you actually can upgrade it all the way. And yeah, I'll explain more about that when I'm done with this. But basically, moving on, Matoro, he can snipe. He's like a sniper. You don't have to scan. He can scan in, zoom in, and you can snipe. You can also snipe normally, even without scanning. And Kongu, I'd say he's the third fastest in regards to being able to take out enemies. He shoots one by one, but he shoots like several like beams or something out, and he pretty much can do it the fastest. Yeah, Nuperu so far is my least favorite weapon because it takes him a long time to take out enemies. Like the enemies in here are Borak, Visorak, and Vaki, which are, but again, none of those enemies are from 2006. I mean, they're all over the place here, but I mean, they all have different weapons, and moving on, you can go to, like, there's basically, if you play Lego Star Wars, this will seem very familiar to you. Like, there's this, like, place where you can, go and purchase stuff using the little piece, like, Bionicle pieces you collect when you kill things. It's very similar to other Lego games, like Lego Star Wars. It's very, very similar. And there's, like, Balta, which is the red Matoran from 2006. You can, like, go to him and, like, buy stuff. There is this one thing called 50% discount. I always recommend getting 50% discount first because then you can buy everything you can get everything much faster for only half the normal price, and you can also like upgrade the Toa and stuff like that. You can buy like stuff like the Paraka Playground. Now, Paraka Playground, it's like this little place you can go, and you can like see like the Paraka like play in the do like stuff, like having fun on the beach and doing stupid stuff. I mean, again, it's one of those kind of cheesy-ish moments in the game, and there's a lot of cheesy stuff in the game, but there's the Paraka Playground, which is kind of a cheesy thing. And back to the non-canon thing is that the another non-canon thing is that Brutaka, Axon, and Vizon do not die in the game. In fact, all three of those characters are still alive in the current place in the storyline. They are all still alive. And the Visorak, they don't even work for Rudaka and Sidorak anymore. Sidorak's dead, and the Visorak left Rudaka. They just abandoned her after Vakama set them free. And I mean, like, it's just all that stuff is like non-canon. And another non-canon thing is with Rudaka. Rudaka is really could care less about any other person. She doesn't care about anyone. In fact, she doesn't even really like Sidorak that much. I mean, like Sidorak, she even said in the not a Mask of Light, Web of Shadows, she said, and then there will be no need for a worthless ruler like Sidorak, who would wash his hands of conflict rather than dirty them with it. She literally said that. If you watch Web of Shadows, they can give a lot away about Rudaka. And in fact, the only person she admires and actually thinks is good is Makuta Pterodax, the leader of the Brother of Makuta. In fact, she doesn't even like, if you read Federation of Fear, she doesn't even like Miserix, which is the former leader before Pterodax. She only like, the only Bionicle she ever cares for is Makuta Pterodax. I don't see why she would be working for the Paraka if she doesn't even like them that much. Well, Rudaka was a Dark Hunter for a brief time, so maybe she was working for them, but eventually she was found out that she was a double agent for the Makuta and for the Dark Hunters, so basically they were after her, so I don't see why she would be working for the Paraka. Actually, now that I think of it, I don't really know if the Paraka actually quit working for the Dark Hunters or not. Again, post that in the comments if you know, and again, I can always just look it up on the Bionicle Wikipedia or Bionicle Sector 1 if I'm clueless, but we're in the middle of a video right now. But anyway, yeah, now, basically, when you first enter the game, you are in like a Bionicle canister that washes up on Voya Nui, and you are greeted by Balta, and he puts a mask on you. I don't think it's the Mask of Life. I think it's actually I think it's Jaller and Nika's mask. He puts it on you, and he says, "Go save Voya Nui." And you can also play the game in either English or Danish because Lego is Danish. So, but obviously, I think we all played in English. But anyway, then you go. There's just like in Lego Star Wars, there's this little place where you can go wander around, and you can wander around, and you can go. Then you walk through a door. You go into this bottom chamber where you can walk through doors to get into the levels. And again, there's 25 levels. There's 6 levels for each world plus a boss level. I already said that before. And the first world that you have to do is Vizok's coastline, and you battle. For the first level, you battle the blue Roxy, which is Gurak, however you pronounce it. And then the second level of the first level of any of the worlds, you battle a Rocky as the boss. The second level has no boss. The third level, you battle a Titan. And the fourth level, it's all battling the Paraka. Now, when you battle the Paraka, you spend pretty much the whole level battling the Paraka, and just like all the other bosses, he has a shield around him and has other monsters, Bionicles, attack you, and you just have to battle the monsters until you get enough of the pieces to get to hero mode. And once you get to hero mode, you use it on the gold bricks, and it takes out some of the boss's health. And then you use it again until it's no more. And then finally you can like when you can get to the where the boss is, then you like fight him. And every once in a while the boss will lower his shield. And when the boss lowers its shield, that's when you fight it. And that's when you strike at it. So yeah, I don't know what happens if you pass a level on hero mode. I've never done that before. I almost did one time. I think you can do it when you battle Axon. In the boss battle with Axon, I think you can, because I don't think to actually kill Axon, I don't think you need to be in hero mode. But I accidentally used hero mode to plug up hole. What you use hero mode for when battling Axons, you use it to like plug up holes to prevent all the other monsters from attacking you. But really, there's no use for that, because when you're in hero mode, you're indestructible. You can't die. So you use So basically, I don't know what happens if you pass a level on hero mode. I don't know if just nothing happens at all. Just if you ever beat a level on hero mode, tell me in the comments and tell me what happens. But anyway, I don't know what happened really. Anyway, like when you finally kill the boss, you pick up the mask or head, whatever, and then you can like go into this one chamber in the main world, and you guys look at all the bosses you killed. And the thing is that however, when you're battling a Paraka, once you kill the Paraka, pick up the mask, the toes like just jiggles the mask around, and then Vizon comes and tries to take the mask from you. That's when what you do is you have to battle Vizon, and there's no health telling you how long you have to battle. Just all you have to do is just keep striking at Fenrak's head. It's recommended to use Gel or Holly because it'll go faster. Just continually striking at Fenrak's head until he goes away. Then drop the Paraka head, and then you complete the boss level. And you can also upgrade the health in the Matoran exclusive shop run by Balta. And you can buy a lot of other stuff too. And there is these things around in every level called canisters. They're like bionicle like storage canisters basically. There's 5 silver ones and 4 golden ones in each level. And some of them you can find easily without having to buy anything in the Matoran exclusive shop, but sometimes you'll have to upgrade your Toa to be able to access them. And sometimes you'll even have to have beat the game already to do it, because you see, once you beat the Paraka in the Paraka's world, you can place the Paraka, and there are like black bricks. These like black pieces, gold pieces. You have to use hero mode to use your to move. Black bricks you can only use by playing as Vizon. And to play as Vizon, you have to beat him. And so basically, once you beat Vizon, you basically beat the game. And then once you beat Vizon, you can play him in any world, but you won't be able to play as the other Paraka anymore. And so what you do is you can just you can basically just use your power and move the black bricks, and it usually leads its way to a gold canister. And once you get all the gold or silver canisters in the world, it unlocks like a monster, which you can look at in a pen or something. And also gold and silver canisters unlock like masks. Like when you pass the level, each gold canister would like show you or like unlock a mask or something. I don't really know, but if you get all the canisters, I do believe you unlock like a monster or something. And finally, when you beat all the other like worlds, you finally like just beat all 6 worlds, beat all 6 Paraka. You finally can fight Vizon. There's like a hole in the bottom of the chamber. It opens up, and you can go down. It's called Vizon's Awakening, and you can like play as And then you like go in there, and the whole level is fighting Vizon and Fenrak. Well, mainly it's just Fenrak. You're not exactly hurting Vizon. You're fighting Fenrak the whole time. And then what happens is that everyone. First off, here's the secret, just in case you don't know. It's that every single time, sometimes Fenrak he lunges forward trying to get you, and it leaves his legs vulnerable. And when you are, then his legs will glow, and you can then attack his legs when they glow. Kind of like, it looks kind of like how you use the Force on objects in Lego Star Wars. It will light up or have this glow around it, and then that's when you attack it. You attack the legs of Fenrak, and then they will just, and then eventually to keep doing this until both of the little front legs will break off, and then you also have to attack the tail too. Then the tail will break off, and then you attack Fenrak's head. You continue to attack his head, and then finally his head will fall off, and finally once Fenrak is completely dead, you won, and what's left of Fenrak just sinks into the lava. And then ironically is that Vizon is chained to Fenrak. He's chained to Fenrak, so he can't get away. So as Fenrak sinks into the lava, Vizon burns up with him. And then then the Mask of Life will come off of Vizon's face and show itself. And then after you get the Mask of Light, or not light, life, the Ignika, not the Evoki. And then what you do is, then you have the credits to the game, and in the background you have the Paraka, all 6 of the Paraka dancing on a disco studio, and then you can play as Vizon and use your power on the gold bricks and get all the gold and silver canisters that you might have missed. And so then you can buy anything you didn't buy yet, and even when you play as Vizon with the 6 Paraka, it's still called Hero Mode, even though it should be called Villain Mode. And you don't turn gold, you turn black. But you do turn gold even as a Paraka, you turn gold, and it's called Hero Mode, and you can use the gold bricks, even when you're playing as a Paraka. And I don't even know if this is true or not, but you might even be able to face the Paraka. While playing as the Paraka. But the one thing is that you never want to lose the Paraka mask, because like the Toa masks, if you just find a Toa mask, you can get the Toa back. But the Paraka masks, you can't find the Paraka masks. So if you lose the Paraka in a level, it's lost until the Paraka. You can't ever use the Paraka in the level unless you restart the level or finish the level or die. So you want to be careful with the Paraka. You pretty much only want to use the Paraka, bring the Paraka out if you need to open something, or use its power on the black bricks or something like that. That's basically what you want to do. You want to be careful of the Paraka, and so yeah. But anyway, we spent so far 28 minutes, almost 30 minutes. Just discussing a game for Bionicle, and I think this is actually the second video game, not so much an online game or a website game, but an actual game you play in an Xbox or a PlayStation or something like that. The first was Bionicle the game, which is based on Mask of Life, and not Mask of Life, Mask of Light, and in 2003. I did hear that LEGO was supposed to make a game for Legends of Metro Nui, but that got canceled. So this should have been the 3rd game, but it turned out it was only the 2nd game. And anyway, yeah. But anyway, I know this has been a long discussion, and type something in the comments. Type hero in the comments if you made it through this entire discussion without fast forwarding. But anyway, I'm signing off now, and I know this has been 30 minutes. Type hero in the comments if you've made it through this entire discussion without fast forwarding, and goodbye.